I'm here at my dad's house and today we're going to have a go at fixing his wing mirror. This car's coming up for MOT. And this here is going to be an MOT failure. So what I'm going to do is replace it. Now, unfortunately, these indicators here are on back order at Mercedes and they're no longer available. They're about £40. You can get cheaper ones off eBay, etc., but sometimes you'll find that they don't actually work. So what I've done is I've got a genuine second-hand unit from eBay, but this car doesn't have electric mirrors, I don't think, and the only unit I could find was an electric one. So I'm hoping I'll be able to use the casing and the mirror from the electric one. So let's see how we get on. First thing we're going to do is put the window down, so we're going to need the keys in the ignition for that. Next up, we're going to carefully pry this off. Now I can see that this has already actually come off. I suspect some of the clips might be cracked. It's held on by these wires here, so you need to be careful. Now to get that speaker wire out, you need to press in that tiny little thing there to undo that catch. Don't just try and yank it out, you need to undo the clip first. Eventually that should come out. Next up, we're just going to remove this insulation here. It just tucks in under there. That should pull out. Finally, we have to remove this panel here. Now, it's easy to break these clips if you don't know what you're doing. I'm just getting a trim tool in here, and when this comes off, you'll be able to see the clips. You don't actually have to take this panel off all the way to access the plug. It's this top white plug here that we need to unplug, but I'm going to take this off just so you can see the clips. So you're going to get a trim tool down here, wedge it off, and you can see you've got two clips there and just this one clip here. So initially this is going to slide it towards the car, and then you're going to get a trim clip under here and wedge it off. Next up, we just need to unplug these plugs. You just squeeze them and pull them. There's nothing clever. It's the top two plugs that come out. You may just have one plug there. It depends on your car. Now, these wires are clipped to the car with this little clip, and you should be able to squeeze the clip together and pull it out. Try not to drop it down into the door, otherwise you'll have to take the door card off. You can use a T25 to get these off. You can go along to Screwfix and get a set of screwdrivers, or you can buy a socket set as well, like this one here. Now, it's very important that you have somebody supporting this mirror when you take the last screw out. If you take that last screw out and this isn't supported, it'll just fall on the ground and you'll smash the mirror. If you've got that last screw out, you should just be able to wiggle this out. There's still a piece of foam in there that's going to need to come out. On this car, the foam has actually stayed in. Let's just see if the mirror that we've bought fits. This is the mirror we bought on eBay. I'll leave a link to where we bought it because this mirror came in amazingly quick time. It actually came with this foam, which is still intact on the car, so we just thread those plugs through. What I find a bit surprising is my dad has told me that this doesn't have electric wing mirrors, and I'm wondering why it's got two wires. Maybe he's just never actually turned the electric wing mirrors on in the dash convenience functions. We'll have a look at that when we fix it. Just got one screw holding that in to start off with, and plug these here in. It's so easy to strip these threads, so you do not need to over tighten those three screws. Once you've got everything back together, everything plugged in, don't forget to put the wires through this clip and clip it back into that. You've got that little grey plug in, don't forget to put the padding in. Finally, it's just a matter of clipping this on. Now, these three clips go in first, so you're going to angle it like that, and then this edge needs to clip over that silver edge. Make sure when you put this back in that it actually clips over like that. I noticed when I took it off, it wasn't clipped on. Mirror in. Have you got electric mirrors on this car?
I don't think so.
How long have you had the car? How long have you had the car?
Several years.
Several years. So let's just see if this car actually has electric wing mirrors. Let's see if we go into the service functions on this car. We're going to hit this button here and press OK. We're just going to hit this arrow here, and you can see that's scrolling through. We're going to settings, and we're going to press this button OK, and then we're going to scroll down from the time and date, the lights, the vehicle, and we're going to go to convenience, Let's just zoom in a little bit here. And then we're going to press the OK button again. Fold mirrors in when locking. Now it is switched on, which implies that this car has actually got electric folding mirrors, but for some reason they don't seem to be working. So unfortunately I don't have a scanner with me. Or do I have a scanner? Do you know what? Companies occasionally send me stuff to test, and I very rarely take up their offers because I don't want to be recommending stuff to people that doesn't work. This company here, Launch, sent me a scanner which I keep in this SL55. I wonder if this would allow us to scan my dad's car. So we managed to read the VIN code. Let's do a system scan and see what happens. So we're just doing a quick health check on this car, 5% through it. This car has a whole heap of codes, but the output for mirror housing adjustment has malfunctioned. There is an open circuit. So I'm just going to clear all the codes and see what happens. It's generally a good idea to clear all the codes, but I don't know when the last time this car was scanned was. It's going for MOT shortly, and if there are faults with the car, those codes will in theory come back. The codes. Now we're going to switch the ignition back on and see what happens. Clear fault memory completed. Okay. Well, I haven't managed to get the mirrors to fold in automatically when locking the door, but watch this. If I press the central button here, which is obviously worn out, I'm going to press it. That mirror folds in. But this mirror doesn't. Just test this now. Let's lock the car, and look at that. The folding mirror works. Now when you unlock the car, you would expect that folding mirror to come out, but it doesn't come out until you actually open the car door. There you go. 1 out of 2 working. What do you think about that then, Dad?
I'm amazed.
Made it back safely to Bristol from my dad's place, and I just wanted to mention one thing on the SL55 versus, say, the C220 and many other Mercedes. On the C220, it is a piece of cake changing the whole mirror unit because you can do it without taking the door card off. It is a little bit more involved on the SL55, and I've done it once before and replaced the wing mirror motor, but actually this has been bashed again and there's a broken piece of metal inside there, so I need to replace it again. But a couple of people have actually written to me following on from the SL55 video I did about replacing the motors, saying that the motor that they've replaced it with is not, the wing mirror is not stopping where it should. It's going too far, or it's trying to fold too far in, and the motor's carrying on going. And what I would say is that the motors inside the wing mirrors here need to be a very specific motor with a specific current, because what's happening is the car is sensing when this gets to a stop, and the current inside the motor is building up, and that buildup of current triggers the control module to stop the motor from going any further, similarly when it folds in. So if you do find that your wing mirror motor is going too far or not far enough in, my advice is to get a second-hand unit off eBay and use a genuine Mercedes motor.